Do you know that in Senator Akpabio's house, senators serve him tea? He said 5 senators will leave the Senate. He said 5. I said, how did you know? He said, I'm the Senate president. I know five senators are leaving. And true to what Akpabio said, 5 of us left.
You had no idea you were one of them?
I was no idea that I was penciled for removal myself. I lost my senatorial seat through judicial banditry. There's no law that back what happened. And I believe the judge know what she did. And that's why she had to send Senator Ken Inamani to come to my house to come and beg me. Senator Akpabio had a serious verbal exchange with the Senate President Bukola Saraki over change of Senate seat. He was not suspended. He was not investigated. The matter was handled with maturity. In the case of Natasha, it took a different dimension. Sat like the emperor that he claimed he is, and said the woman shall be suspended for 6 months, withdraw her security, stop payment of her salaries, not to be seen to close the National Assembly building, and even her aides should also lose their salaries. Far-reaching decisions. Even ordering the Inspector General of Police not to provide our security, exposed and so she will be killed.
Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Politics on Niger Anchor News. Today we take a deep dive into the explosive accusations made by former Senator Elisha Abo against Senate President Godswill Akpabio, with claims of double standards, judicial manipulation, and political vendettas. Senator Ishaku Elisha Abo, who is a Nigerian politician, he was the senator representing Adamawa North Senatorial District in Adamawa State at the Nigerian 10th National Assembly until his removal by the Appeal Court on 16th October 2023. In a shocking series of statements, Senator Elisha Abo has accused Senator Akpabio of playing dirty politics, alleging that Akpabio came to his hotel room at 2 a.m., pleading with him to work for him, and when Abo refused, Akpabio allegedly offered him $10,000, which he also turned down.
Even the word that I used them for lack of more serious words to use.
So it's worse than you said?
Yes, it is worse than I said.
According to you?
Yes. Now, let me start about myself as a person. Remember, in this very studio, I accused Akpabio of one of the people who come together to say that I was out of the Senate. Because when the 10th Senate, when I won election in the 10th Senate, I became like a de facto DG campaign to Senator Abdulaziz Yari. In this very place where we are in Telescope Hilton, Akpabio came to my hotel room around 2 a.m. and pleaded that I should work for him. And I told him that I will not work for you because I'm already committed to Senator Yari. And these are my reasons. However, I wish you good luck. And he came, he said he's a Christian like me, I should work for him to balance the Muslim ticket. And I told him, the testimonies I heard from the people of the 8th Senate wasn't a good one about you. And I told the Vice President when the Vice President called me to work for you, so I will not work for you. And one day they said there was a meeting in room, in floor 4 of Telescope Hilton, and they were dashing out $10,000. I told him I will not collect the money. Now, after the election, one of these days we were in his house, and we had a lengthy discussion, and he started taking me around the house, and he said, do you know that I have a chapel in my house? I said, wow, you have a chapel here. I said, let me see. We went there and he showed me the chapel.
Abo claims that Akpabio orchestrated the removal of 5 senators, including himself, Senator Orji Kalu, among others, after they did not support Akpabio's bid for Senate President. Abo described this as a coup on democracy.
You know you are my brother. I say yes. He said 5 senators will leave the Senate. He said 5. I said, how did you know? He said, I'm the Senate President. I know 5 senators are leaving. And true to what Akpabio said, 5 of us left.
You had no idea you were one of them.
I was no idea that I was penciled for removal myself.
Abo's allegations did not end there. He further accused Akpabio of influencing judicial decisions that led to his removal from the Senate, calling it robbery. He said that he lost his senatorial seat through judicial banditry because there is no law that backs what happened. And according to him, he believed the judge knows what she did, and that's why she had to send Senator Ken Nnamani to come to his house and beg him.
I lost my senatorial seat through judicial banditry because there's no law that back what happened. And I believe the judge know what she did. And that's why she had to send Senator Ken Nnamani to come to my house to come and beg me. And it's true, Ken Nnamani is still alive. A situation where a judge said that local government election took place in 5 local governments, and she cancelled election in 2 local governments, diffranchised 2 local governments, cancelled election in 263 polling units, and not order for election as the law stipulated. That is not the law. That is robbery. That is a coup against democracy.
Right. So you think there was political pressure?
Of course, he was pressured. And I said it time upon time.
He disclosed that some senators served tea at Akpabio's house.
Do you know that in Senator Akpabio's house, senators serve him tea?
He even hinted that Akpabio had a hand in the decisions regarding Senator Natasha's suspension, suggesting that Akpabio withdrew her security details to end her life.
Now, briefly, in the 8th Senate, I have the video and I can send it to you. Senator Akpabio had a serious verbal exchange with the Senate President Bukola Saraki over change of Senate seat. He was not suspended. He was not investigated. The matter was handled with maturity. In the case of Natasha, it took a different dimension. Sat like the emperor that he claimed he is, and said the woman shall be suspended for 6 months, withdraw her security, stop payment of her salaries, not to be seen to close the National Assembly building, and even her aides should also lose their salaries. Far-reaching decisions. Even ordering the Inspector General of Police not to provide her with security. In another way, expose her so she will be killed. When you withdraw somebody's security, which is on right, that means you are exposing that person to be killed. And I know the IG, you see the police for all of us. Nobody owns the police. The IG realized that that is not a good thing to do. Because if they had tomorrow that Natasha is killed, something will happen that we don't pray it happen. Now, if Akpabio was not suspended for fighting with Saraki over change of his seat, why are you suspending Natasha for 6 months? If only your motivation is because of change of seat. Secondly, Natasha went to court and she got a court injunction barring the Senate from investigating her until the substantive matter is heard. Senate went against the court judgment and suspended her still, even when there's an existing court judgment. That is contempt of the court. It was after they finished suspending Natasha that they went to court to vacate the court order barring them after contempt of court. And I'm sorry to use this word, cowardly, the judge, instead of arresting Akpabio for contempt of court, he vacated his own judgment that they broke. That's the pressure he was under. And instead for the judge to also go into the substantive matter, he recused himself from the case of Natasha. You see what is happening? Senator Natasha is doing what she's doing. And I heard that they want to recall her. Nobody can call Natasha. Take a note and write it down. Nobody can recall Natasha. You see, we are not a banana republic. The idea they will recall her and they went and forged signatures, 250 signatures. Let me give you these figures. The registered voters in Kogi Central is over 500,000 registered voters. Section 69 of the 1999 Constitution said that you must have more than half of registered voters before they recall you. They got 250,000 signatures and submitted to INEC. And the law says that they must have 250,000 plus people who appeared for referendum to turn her. Now look at the 2023 election. The voter turnout on the national scale is just 27%. The vote that Natasha got to take her to the Senate is 54,000. Her opponent, closest one, got 52,000. LP, NNPP, and other people, all the votes of 2023, it's just 106,000. That is representing 22.1%, 21.2%. Now, if the whole vote of Kogi Central for PDP, APC, Labour Party, NNPP is just 21%, that's 106,000. Why would they manufacture a 50% vote? That is over 200,000 people to recall Natasha. It's just to keep her busy. They cannot recall her. My advice to her is that she should continue pressing her own and be sincere, be truthful, and stand firm against dictatorship.
But here's the big question. Is Senator Elisha Abbo's criticism of Senate President Akpabio a legitimate political struggle, or is it simply a personal vendetta stemming from his own removal and political battles within the Senate? Abbo's accusations have sparked a firestorm of reactions, with some seeing him as a whistleblower, exposing corruption and political maneuvering, while others believe he might just be using these claims to settle personal scores. Akpabio, on the other hand, remains tight-lipped on the issue, leaving the public to speculate on what really transpired behind closed doors. From my perspective, what's happening between senators like Elisha Abbo, Natasha, and Senate President Akpabio highlights deep issues in Nigerian politics. Abbo's claims of being sidelined because he didn't support Akpabio's Senate presidency, along with the accusations of judicial manipulation, paints a troubling picture of how power is used to suppress opposition. The double standard in Natasha's suspension further complicate things. If Akpabio wasn't punished for past conflicts, why the extreme measures against her? Whether Senator Abbo's story is true or not, it brings attention to a larger problem: political maneuvering that undermines democracy. Whether all of his accusations are true or not, it reflects how individuals in power often prioritize personal gain over fairness and justice. And in recent months, Senate President Godswill Akpabio has found himself at the center of growing accusations from various political figures, with Senator Elisha Abbo and Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan leading the charge. However, they are not alone in speaking out against the Senate President's alleged misconduct. Several other politicians, both within and outside the Senate, have also voiced their concerns, claiming that Akpabio's leadership has been marked by manipulation, coercion, and abuse of power.
I'm the only Ogoni woman, the only Nigerian woman that has slapped his face.
Why did you slap him? Why did you slap him?
He slapped him because of his plan B. He thought that he could, since he couldn't get me to take that money, he thought that plan B, if it could come up on me, he didn't know that I'm a Port Harcourt girl. Port Harcourt girls are not moved by money, by somebody telling me that you make me a substantive MD. The Port Harcourt girls are
Can we clarify this? Because we can't gloss over a slap. What is the plan B? He came up on you. What exactly does that mean?
We were having a meeting. Akpabio's meeting with me is either in Apple or at Meridian or whatever. Those are his meetings. I slapped him.
Well, Joy, are you accusing Senator Akpabio of attempted rape? Is that the point you are making? Or sexual harassment?
Harassment sounds better, not rape.
Okay, so you are accusing him expressly of sexual harassment?
Yes, I am accusing him.
By the way, let me just point this out. The last managing director that you mentioned, Joy Nunia,
yeah.
No matter the allegation, I wish that she would maybe go to a hospital, see a doctor, and then get maybe some injection and relax. People cannot be in offices.
Something wrong with her?
I'm not saying there's something wrong with her. I'm saying that there's something wrong with her temperament.
Okay.
Because you don't need to ask me. You can ask about 4 other husbands that she married. And then you also need to bring all the former husbands, at least bring 4 of them that she had married in the past, to this studio, so that you ask them questions one after the other, because it looks like a character problem.
But it doesn't stop there. Numerous senators and political figures have also come forward with their grievances. Some allege that Akpabio has created an environment where dissent is punished, leading to an erosion of democratic principles within the Senate. Others have pointed to instances of intimidation, threats, and unethical practices under his leadership. Now, is this an example of political corruption and manipulation that needs to be exposed? Or is Elisha Abo just trying to throw stones at his former colleague for personal gain? And what about Senator Natasha's case? Is Akpabio's role in her suspension justified, or is it an abuse of power? Let us know your thoughts. Do you believe that these allegations are legitimate, or do you think it's all part of a personal political struggle? Drop your opinions in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on Niger Anchor News. Let's talk politics.